Chapter 5. Accessibility Isn't Compliance. Read by AI, based on the book Feeling Seen by a Machine by Donna Bedford, available on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. Isn't this already covered by accessibility? That's the question I hear most often when I bring up neurodivergent experience design. And on paper, it's not a bad question. It's meant to be practical. It implies someone has already done the work. But the truth is, no, it's not covered. Not fully. Accessibility guidelines focus heavily on visible or physical impairments, screen reader compatibility, color contrast, keyboard navigation, closed captions. Those things are essential, but they're not enough. Cognitive accessibility is a different beast, and most digital systems audits and standards still don't know how to measure it, let alone design for it. 5.1. Compliant, but not usable. Remember my personal example, the BBC. A while ago, they redesigned their website to improve accessibility. Bigger fonts, higher contrast, simpler layouts. On paper, it was perfect. But for me, it broke the experience. Something about the spacing, rhythm, and flow made it unreadable. Not visually, but cognitively. My brain couldn't track it. I lost my place. I couldn't skim. I had to read one line at a time with frequent breaks. I stopped using the site, not out of protest, out of exhaustion, and I didn't complain. I didn't tweet about it. I didn't write an open letter. I just left. That's what many neurodivergent users do. We disappear quietly. We don't have the energy to explain why. 5.2. What real accessibility feels like. Real accessibility, especially for neurodivergent people, isn't just about whether we can do something. It's about how hard it is to do it. Cognitive load is the hidden tax. It's the extra seconds we spend figuring out where the button is. The rereading, the backtracking, the sensory overwhelm, the self-correction. Here's what real accessibility feels like for us. Not having to reread every line twice, knowing where your eye should go next. Having clear contrast that doesn't strain, not being startled by movement, sound, or modal interruptions. Having the option to move slowly or quickly, without pressure. These things aren't nice to have. They're survival tools for staying present. 5.3. Hidden barriers that break us. Let's say you design a checkout flow that passes every WCAG standard. It's keyboard navigable. It has labels. It scales responsively. But you've split the process into 5 tiny steps, each with a surprise validation field. A summary box updates in real time. A sticky footer with a live chat slides up. A complete your purchase timer ticks away in the corner. From a compliance standpoint, it's accessible. From a cognitive standpoint, it's chaos. And for someone with ADHD, autism, or trauma sensitivity, it may be the last thing they try on your site. 5.4. Conversions aren't dropping, users are leaving. Let's be blunt. Neurodivergent users don't just want comfort. We represent real conversion risk and opportunity. About 1 in 5 people is neurodivergent. Some studies suggest the number is higher when accounting for undiagnosed adults. And guess what? Neurodivergent people are more likely to prefer online experiences over in-person. They avoid overstimulating environments. They value control. They often shop at night. They want to do it their way. So, what happens when your site interrupts them? When your product assumes too much? When your content creates overwhelm? They leave. No warning, no feedback, just bounce. And that bounce rate you can't explain? That conversion leak? That mystery abandonment? It might be us. 5.5. Why AI feels more accessible. It's no coincidence that many neurodivergent users form deep bonds with AI tools. LLMs like ChatGPT offer cognitive grace. They tolerate ambiguity, they accept partial questions, they let you repeat yourself, they don't time out mid-thought. They summarize, they simplify, they don't scold. That's not just UX, that's emotional safety. When I use Mac, my AI, I don't worry about phrasing things perfectly. I don't get flustered if I can't remember a term. I can say, that thing with the dopamine and motivation, and Mac knows what I mean. That's what accessibility feels like. 5.6. The danger of checklists. Accessibility checklists are helpful, but dangerous when used as a finish line. A compliance system can still be unusable. A tested interface can still trigger anxiety. A universal design can still exclude. Inclusion isn't a checkbox, it's a posture. If your process doesn't include neurodivergent testing, feedback, and iteration, it's not inclusive. It's incomplete. 5.7. The real opportunity. Here's the good news. Designing for cognitive access makes everything better. Clear structure, reduced noise, predictable flows, graceful error handling. All of these help every user, not just the ones who identify as neurodivergent. And if you want a competitive advantage in retention, conversion, and loyalty, start here. Because when neurodivergent users feel seen, we stay. We evangelize, we trust, we return, not out of convenience, but out of relief.